All right, y'all, here we go. This is gonna be part one, very brief, just so I could get something out there. I'm pretty sure there's gonna be at bare minimum a part two, maybe a part three, um, about this peripheral neuropathy and how I got over it. Yeah, there's no way I could squeeze it all into one video because, I'm doing a million things right now, but I know what it feels like. I've been through it, so I definitely decided to stop and, do a quick video because I said I was going to do it from like 2 days ago and I haven't done it yet. But yeah, what I'll do is in this video, I'll go over the things that I, like the temporary fixes that got me through the night, how to go to sleep and stuff like that. And then in part two or part three, I'll go over the stuff that helps, but the stuff that, it takes time, like, because there's nothing that gets rid of this overnight. You know what I mean? All right, my story briefly. I got peripheral neuropathy. I was in the hospital on suicide watch because that pain, I don't know about y'all, but for me, that pain was something that can't be described. I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy. It was insane. I was in the hospital on suicide watch because it was that bad. So yeah, actually, and to show you that it's real, I got prescribed the gabapentin. That's my name. My gabapentin is still filled to the brim. Still filled because I refuse to take this stuff because I'm going to be honest with you. When I first got neuropathy, it was around like 2019 maybe. And I did take this stuff. And this stuff does work. But would I take it again? No. Because yeah, it helped get rid of that pain. But if you do the research on this stuff, the cons, like there's some pros and some cons. The cons, to me, it's not worth it. I'm not gonna take this. I still have it, in case of an emergency, but to just take it, I'm not doing that. I decided to take the natural approach because on the long run, you know what I mean? To me, that was the better way to go. Okay, yes, yeah, so not to, make this too long, what I did on a daily to get rid of that pain, you know what, before I jump into the part, that part, just know that the way it works is the neuropathy, the reason why it starts in your fingers and your toes, those nerves are the furthest away from your heart. Those nerves aren't getting oxygen. Your nerves are inflamed. You got to look into anti-inflammatory foods and whatnot. The reason your nerves got like that is because you're pretty much inflamed. For me at least, it was a blood sugar issue. Eating bad. Got it in 2019. Took the gabapentin for a little bit. Went away. Came back, but then by then I did the research and realized that's not nothing I wanted to do. Because on the long run, whatnot. So I decided to go the natural approach, and it worked. It was a slow process, but it definitely worked. Yeah, pretty much. All right, that's it. So let me get into the first thing that I would do to help get rid of the pretty much the inflamed nerves. I apologize if this is like not organized, the way your typical YouTube or Facebook Reels would be. I'm not a video dude. I don't do this. Okay, so yeah, pretty much you got to get the oxygen into these fine little nerves. The nerves that are furthest away from your heart, those are the first ones to get hit, to start feeling that. You're pretty much, you have to help get oxygen to those nerves. Besides, cutting out, the bad foods or whatnot, that can cause that. You also have to get the blood flowing again. Your heart does it, but because of your lifestyle, it's not doing it on its own anymore. It's not pushing it all the way there. And there's so many things that I've done to assist it and help it. I definitely couldn't get into one video, but we're gonna start with the first thing that I would do. Well, I would take is ginger, organic ginger. I guess in part 2 and part 3, I'll tell you more in detail why this stuff works, but just know that if you're trying to get rid of that pain, this is one of the go-tos that I would run to first. Organic ginger. It doesn't matter what the form is. You can get the the root. I actually have a piece right here. I don't have much, but this is ginger. This one is not organic. I'll go into that later on. But a lot of people can't take the taste of this. It's very strong. It's like a burn, but that it definitely will clean your get your blood clean. But I would just do the powder, ground ginger. Make sure it's well, it doesn't have to be organic, but I would prefer that. Because if it's not organic, it may have pesticides or whatnot. Just make sure that when you do get your ginger, if you're getting it ground like this, or whatever form, granulated, that's the only ingredient inside of it. I'm not sure if the camera's gonna pick it up, but as far as the ingredients, it just says organic ground ginger. You might not see it, but I brought this just to show you what I mean. Look at this. This one says ground ginger as well, but this one has 2 ingredients. This one has 1. This one is just organic ground ginger. This one is ginger and a sulfating agent added for color. You don't need that. Make sure that when you do get your ginger, if you're gonna get it like this, where it's just ginger, but if you're getting it into one of these forms where it's granulated or ground or whatever, just look at the back and make sure that it's just ginger, nothing else. All right. That's the first one. Second one, same thing. Cayenne pepper. These things, actually, after you finish watching this video, I need you to do your own research. Don't just take my word for it. Look this stuff up. Something in the cayenne pepper that just cleanses your blood. It's gonna get rid of that pain. I'm telling you. Yeah, cayenne pepper, look it up. Something is in it that it's very good for your blood. It's very good for your nerves. Everything. Just another one, like I said, make sure that when you look on the back, did I see it on this one? Okay, yeah, on the back that it says just cayenne pepper. What was the third thing that I would do? Oh, yeah, you might, some people might, might not agree with this one, but weed. I'm going over the stuff that will help with the pain temporarily. The stuff that works the fastest. I don't have much in here, but I wasn't a smoker, you know, I'm not a weed smoker or whatever, but when you're in the pain that I was in, when you're ready to kill yourself, you're gonna try everything, and this worked. This worked actually the fastest, especially, I mean, I wouldn't do it during the day, but like at the end of the night when it's really, you know, it's time for me to go to sleep and that pain really kicked in, this did it right here. This, yeah, that did it. What else would I would do? Oh yeah. Oh, you know what? Another thing, cayenne pepper and the ginger, very, very strong. A lot of people is not going to be ready for that taste, that burn. You're not used to that. I'm used to it now. I can do it on its own, but I would, well now, you know, I would just throw it in some water and just drink it. But in the beginning, you might want to try and do, well, I don't have any that's made. Actually, I do, but something else. You can capsule it up so that it can skip your tongue. You don't, you know, want to taste that. Capsule it up yourself so it goes straight to your stomach and, you know, and let it do its thing. Because a lot of you are not going to be able to take the taste, take the burn of ginger in your mouth and cayenne pepper. I don't have any made, but this is actually another thing that I made that's good for you as well. This one is turmeric and black pepper. Turmeric, another thing, really good for your blood, good for your nerves. Look it up when you get the chance. But the thing about turmeric is it has to be activated. It doesn't work on its own. You have to mix it with black pepper. Yeah, so actually, here we go. Organic ground turmeric, another one. No other ingredients. It's just turmeric, that's it. So your turmeric, your black pepper, you're gonna mix them together. It's not equal part, I believe. Well, you know, I'll get into that part later on, but I would capsule it up like this. And throughout the day, I'm just taking all of this, you know what I mean? Like, anytime I started to feel the pain coming back, because, you know, these, like I said, these are like temporary fixes. Once I start feeling it coming back, I would just pop a couple of these. I'll tell you exactly how much later on in another video, but yeah, I would pop that. Oh, and another thing, the way I would do this is with this thing right here, where you can, you make your own capsules. With these right here, you see these capsules, you would mix up whatever you're gonna capsule up, you put it in here, close it, you got your own capsules. Makes it much easier, especially for those that can't take the taste of these herbs and whatnot. So yeah, another one is the cinnamon. I actually have that capsuled up right now. Cinnamon. It's gonna be really good for your nerves and your blood. That helped. I took that throughout the day. But when you do get your cinnamon, make sure that it's another one, organic ground cinnamon, but make sure it's this one, Ceylon. You're gonna go to places where it just says cinnamon. Most likely that's, I forgot the name of the other one, but that's the one that you don't want. You want the one that says Ceylon. That's the real one, the real deal. This one costs a little bit more, but this is the real cinnamon, all right? Yeah, I would capsule this up by itself. Take that throughout the day. Very, very helpful. Like I said, they say, it's permanent. You can't get rid of it. I'm fine. I don't have any issues. I will say that periodically it comes back, but it's my fault because I would relapse. I would go back to eating stuff that I know is, gonna send me back there. It's my fault, but I get so, once the pain go away, you kind of forget where you came from sometimes. It's kind of crazy. But anyway, we'll get into that in another video. I think that's it as far as the part one. I think that's all I'm gonna cover. Oh, actually, no, one more thing. At night, I know for me at least, at night, this stuff, that pain would come in full throttle. When it's time for me to go to sleep, I would not only take, my natural concoctions, but also there's this machine that I will put my legs in, and it would squeeze my legs, kind of like to get the blood flowing, because that's what that pain is. It's like you're not getting any oxygen to your to those fine nerves. So I would put my legs in this machine. I'm actually going to show it to you in a second, but it would squeeze my legs. So it's kind of pretty much forcing a blood flow, and it would feel so good. And yeah, it's the only way I was able to get sleep at night. Seriously. Hold on, let me actually grab it for you. Okay. It's this right here. It's 2 boots. It's called Rapid Reboot. There's other brands out there, but this is the one that I've been using for the past couple of years. This is not really what it was for, but that's what I use it for, and it worked. I'm telling you, when it's time to go to sleep, you put your legs in that, turn it on, it squeezes your legs. I would fall asleep with that thing running. Like, oh my God, it's amazing. Look it up, Rapid Reboot. Yeah, Rapid Reboot. That thing, Rapid Reboot. Smoke some weed. That was the only way I was able to go to sleep for a couple of weeks. Then eventually, the pain completely went away. Well, I don't need that. I don't need the weed. I don't need nothing. I still do take this stuff just to be ahead of it and make sure that it doesn't come back. But I think that's it for now. There's plenty more things to go over, but like I said, I can't do it all right now. I actually got a couple of things I got to do, but start with that for now. Get your organic ginger, intake as much as possible. Cayenne pepper, get it in. Like, you can actually go to the grocery store and buy these things. That's another thing I want to kind of cover later on. Some people feel away, but the meds, the prescription meds, I mean, why would, the doctors tell you about these things? I mean, they don't make money off of this. They make money off of this. They want you to, get on the stuff that you can't make or get on your own. They don't want you to get this stuff that you can just go to the grocery store or a health food store and get, a lot of these medications that they prescribe, the active ingredient, a lot of the times, it'd be stuff like this. You'd be surprised. But, like I said, I'm not going to go too deep into that right now, but, yeah, because, this works. I'm going to tell you it does. Not fast, it's not instant. It takes time. This stuff takes time too, but at least, down the line, this isn't hurting anything else. It's actually helping a lot more other things. This right here, you know what? After you're finished watching this, go on Google, use ChatGPT, and, fact check everything that I just said. Ask chat, what are the health benefits of consuming organic ground ginger. You know, what are the benefits? You know, you're gonna see. Same thing with the cayenne pepper. You know, the turmeric in the black pepper. Yeah. Oh yeah, the Ceylon cinnamon. Like I said, make sure it's the Ceylon cinnamon, not the other one. I think it's called Cassidina. I don't know, but anyway, I don't care to know what it is because that's not the one that I want. I don't keep that around. Actually, you know what? I do have one just to show you guys. I don't use it, but well, this one is the sticks, but yeah, you don't want that. I mean, even if you get the sticks, make sure it's a Ceylon cinnamon stick, not the other one, not the one that just says cinnamon. We're gonna go into that later on, but that's it for now. I think I'm gonna do like a part two or part three later on. Oh, you know what? Here's a bonus. To help assist getting oxygen into those nerves, because that's, you know, the problem. You know, you're not getting air, you're not getting oxygen in your blood down there, fingers. It gets worse. You know, it starts there and then it starts to spread up or whatever, legs and all that. Magnesium and potassium. Jeez. I said I wasn't gonna make this a long video, but this is, I think I'm gonna stop at this one. Magnesium and potassium. These are gonna help conduct that oxygen through your nerves. Without these, I don't even know how to put it. These are pretty much like your conductors. Like a lot of people, you know, would just drink water and, but you know, the more you drink water, the more you go urinate. The more you urinate, the more your magnesium and potassium levels drop because you go and you pee it out. You know what I mean? So you gotta get these back in you because the way that these are pretty much the conductors. Same way that I think I actually mentioned it on one of these pages or whatever. The same way salt conducts electricity through water. These are your conductors. You need that oxygen to get to those nerves. These are your conductors. Without these, you're not gonna get it. And make sure that when you do get your magnesium, because damn, see, it's like a rabbit hole. I'm gonna have to do a video on that too. There's so many different types. Make sure it's magnesium glycinate, because they got so many different forms, so many different types of magnesium that do different things. You know, I'm not gonna go into that right now, but magnesium glycinate, get some potassium. Take these every day. I would take a little bit more than, you know, the recommended dose that's on the back. I would take a little bit more because you're not just in good health trying to maintain. No, you're actually trying to, you know, get yourself back together. So I take a little bit more. I will say that, well, you know, I would take these during the day or whatnot, but just be careful with the magnesium during the day. This one will definitely put you to sleep. You'll get really, really tired. You'll be feeling so good. So just be careful with the magnesium glycinate during the day. Unless you want to go to sleep, go ahead. But all right, so yeah, I'll do like a part 2 or part 3 of this tomorrow. But in the meantime, you know, like, I'm not a YouTube dude. I'm not a Facebook Reels dude. So I apologize that this is not organized and in the typical way that y'all used to seeing it. No edits. Like, I just wanted to, you know, get something out there, because I know what that pain is like. I've been through it. Like I said, I was on suicide watch, and if you, like, some of y'all gonna be able to relate to that. Some of y'all probably not. I don't know how severe it is for you, but I'm telling you, for me, it got there, you know. All right, so yeah, if y'all got any questions or whatever, in the meantime, send me a message or whatever. Let me know. I could definitely respond to stuff like that pretty quick, because I'm on the go. It's just a message. But as far as part 2, part 3, or whatever, I'll keep you posted. All right. All right. Take care, y'all.